correlation between nutritional status and waist circumference with the incidence of hypertension in the elderly. Writer is Munyati Sulam. Introduction. Hypertension can be caused by a variety of things. One of the causes is nutritional status. Nutritional status tend to be closely related to weight, which is excess weight will tend to be more susceptible to hypertension. In addition, hypertension is also more common in the elderly. An increase in the LE is characterized by changing demographic structure due to the occurrence of an elderly population which increased along with the decrease in morbidity and mortality. The elderly are people who are 60 years old or older. The increasing number of elderly people in Indonesia demands a special attention to the elderly due to an aging process as their psychological, thinking, emotional, sexual, and social change. The declining condition in the health of the elderly is caused by natural processes or due to diseases. One of the non-communicable diseases that is often experienced by the elderly is hypertension. The study conducted by Asrinawati and Novai in the Integrated Health Service Post for Elderly Kakatua at Pelambuan Public Health Center showed a significant result by nutritional status and hypertension in the elderly people there. This study was conducted to analyze the relationship between nutritional status and waist circumference with the incidence of hypertension of the elderly. Important things of this research: 1. Know the cause of hypertension. 2. Know the relationship between nutritional status and hypertension. Purpose. The study purpose to look at the relationship between nutritional status and abdominal circumference against the incidence of hypertension in the elderly. Method is the research method that expected is an observational method with a cross-sectional approach. Population is the population used in this study is all elderly from Sidopotoetan Health Center consisting 515 people. Sample is the sample of the study was selected from an elderly population of 271 people. Data is collected by taking measurements directly, body weight, body height, blood pressure, weight circumference. Body weight is measured using needle scales with a precision of 0.1 kilograms. Body height is measured using microtoys with a precision of 0.1 centimeter. Blood pressure is measured using a sphygmomanometer needle. Waist circumference is measured using methylene cloth. Data analysis. The study data was analyzed using univariate and bivariate methods. Univariate analysis is presented in the form of frequency distribution table, while bivariate analysis is done through chi-squared test. Result: incidence of hypertension based on the respondent characteristic. The majority of the elderly people in the elderly posyandu in the puskesmas Sidopoto-Wetan work area were found without hypertension, but the number of elderly with hypertension was still quite high with 107 respondents. The majority of the elderly is 148 respondents or 54.60%, and 64 of them suffered for hypertension or 59.80%. The number of the female elderly is higher than the male respondents, which is 203 respondents, and 75 of them suffer from hypertension. The majority of the elderly people with a history of low-level education were 194 respondents or 71.60%, and 77 of them suffered from hypertension. The distribution of the number of elderly people who did not work is more than the respondents who work, with 197 respondents or 72.70%, and 69 of them suffered from hypertension. Incidence of hypertension based on the nutritional status and waist circumference. The majority of the elderly with normal nutritional status were 142 respondents or 52.40%, with 45 respondents among them suffering from hypertension. This number is lower than the number of hypertensive patients with higher nutritional status, with 50 respondents or 46.70%. The number of central obesity of waist circumference in the elderly is higher than the normal circumference, 70.50%. Hypertension also affects the elderly with the central obesity compared to the normal waist circumference, or 74.80%. Result: the results of this study are in the line with research conducted by Julianti, Pangastuti, Ulfi, 20 and 15, which show the result that the majority of hypertensive sufferers are women, but the results of this study are not in line with the research conducted by Hasanah, Widodo, and Widiani, 2016, which show the result that the majority of hypertensive sufferers are men. The difference in relationship is due to difference in samples, where in this study the sample was dominated by women. The result of the study showed that the majority of hypertension is experienced by the elderly with a low level of education. This is aligned with the result of Indonesia's basic health research in 20, 2013. Conclusion is nutritional status is closely related to hypertension in the elderly from Sidoarjo Health Center. Elderly people who are nutritionally obese have a 1.32 times greater chance of suffering from hypertension. However, there was no association between waist circumference and hypertension in the elderly.